Hello everybody, today we are gonna take a look at the off-season of every Central team. If you disagree with anything, just let your reasoning in the comments. First of all, let's talk about the Dallas Stars. They started by trading Dellandrea for a 4th major. They let walk Scott Wedgwood and replace him with Casey DeSmith to a good contract for 3 years at $1 million. So there should not be a major difference. They also let walk Janni Hakinpä and they traded the right of Chris Tanev. But, to replace them they signed Matt Dumba to a 2-year deal time $3.75 million and Ilya Lyubushkin for 3 years at $3.25 million. Both deal are bad. Lyubushkin is a bottom pairing D-men, sorry Toronto fans, and for Dumba. I guess the thinking is that he will bounce back to his Minnesota form, but if he doesn't, this contract is gonna be rough. But the biggest piece they lose to Father Time is Joe Pavelski. In conclusion, on paper this team is a little worse than last year, but they could be fine depending on the performance of their young player. For the Winnipeg Jets, they let walk Laurent Brossoit, but to replace him they bring back Eric Comrie at 2x $825K and Capo Kakkonen to a 1x1. I like the Kakkonen bet, and at $1 million if it doesn't work it's manageable. And Comrie is at worst the number 3. They lose Toffoli, Monahan, and Dillon to free agency. They also bought out Nate Schmidt. On the other side, they sign nobody. So, like usual for Jets fans, July 1st is a hard day, but this team is still good. But not good enough to be a real cup contender. For the Colorado Avalanche, they add depth on the blue line with Erik Brannstrom, Calvin DeHaan and Oliver Kylington. I really like the Brannstrom and Kylington bet. They lose Sean Walker, Brandon Duhaime and Yakov Trenin. So lose a bit of depth up front. But, the biggest move of their off-season, Gabriel Landeskog is back. What will he look like? I don't know. But if he is able to put at least 60 points, it's gonna be huge for them. They desperately need scoring outside of McKinnon and Rantanen. And for Nichushkin, we still don't know what will happen to his contract. To conclude, I think that this team is better than last season. So, anything other than a Final Four appearance should be a disappointment. The biggest player of this free agency, the Nashville Predators. They signed Stamkos, Marchessault, and Shea. Bonus, to fine deal considering they were free agent. Those signing give them a really good second line behind one of the best first line of last season. And Shea is a massive upgrade on McDonough. The best part is that they only lose Zucker and Sherwood for the moment. For the moment, because they only have around $600K in cap space, but they have to sign Tomasino and Parssinen. So, yes, they are gunning for a cup. But in my opinion they overperformed last season. So this coming season should only be a little better. For the St. Louis Blues, they had a weird off-season. They dumped Kevin Hayes with a 2nd-round pick. Then they took Radek Faksa for free and they acquire Matthew Joseph with a 3rd. Why not just keep Hayes and a 2nd and not go get Faksa, anyway? They also signed the other Joseph and Ryan Suter for defensive depth. There is also the possibility that Torrey Krug doesn't play of the entire season. So overall, their off-season was lame as hell. They are gonna be once again mediocre. For Minnesota, they are still hunted by the buyout of Parise and Sutter. But they were able to sign Zach Bogosian for depth and Trenin to a terrible 4-year time $3.5. Yeah, nothing major to say. The only good notes, it's the last year of pain. For the new Utah HC, they signed Kevin Stenlund to a 2x2 for the bottom 6. They signed Ian Cole for depth. They traded 2 seconds and a 5th for John Marino. And the blockbuster of the summer, they acquire Mikhail Sergachev for a 2nd, a 7th, J.J. Moser and Connor Geekie. With those moves it's pretty clear the new owner want to win or at least see playoff action, and I think he will. In my opinion they are now better than all the team that missed the playoff last season in the West. Are they better than the King? Maybe, the Jets probably not. But there is hopes. Finally, the Chicago Bedard. This season it should not be a complete pain to watch a Hawks games because they sign Get Ready, Tyler Bertuzzi, Teuvo Teravainen, Pat Maroon, Craig Smith, Alec Martinez, T.J. Brody and Laurent Brossoit. They also acquire Ilya Mikheyev and a 2nd-round pick. Are they gonna be good? No. But it's gonna be an NHL team. They also did this without giving up terrible contract. So that was a good off-season. That's it for this video, hopes you like it. If you did, drop a like or subscribe. If you have anything to say, you are welcome in the comments section